Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Apostle Sean and I welcome you to a sermon titled The Renewal of the Mindset, Part 2. The Part 1 was in Shona. Then I decided to shift to English so that I can accommodate the international community, for this is a very important teaching that one needs. I would try by all means to use scriptural references in trying to explain the importance of how the renewed mindset can promote one's life. In the previous teaching, I explained well how the African children are affected by the mindset they grow up with, things that they think which are not real. So in this teaching, I'll be trying to explain to people of all ages the benefits of having a renewed mindset. So I will read the verse for you, which is the book of Romans chapter 12, verse 2, which reads, so if you have your Bible there, may you also write down the book of Numbers chapter 13, verse 1 to 33. Numbers chapter 13, verse 1 to 33. Numbers, that's Old Testament. So it's Numbers chapter 13, verse 1 to 33. There is a very important story there which goes in line with the renewal of the mindset. Then our scriptural reading, we are going to take it from Romans chapter 12, verse 2. So I will read it slowly and break it in parts so that I can be able to explain to you that mindset can be part of the things which contributes for one to be unsuccessful in the things that she or he does. I'm not only talking to ladies only, I'm talking to all genders, men and women. So the Bible says, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world. I want you to mark the pattern of this world. So the world has its own pattern, has its own way of doing things. There are certain things which we know good, they must go this way or that way. So in each and every culture, or in each and every country, that or in each and every environment that a person can grow in, there are certain things that we grow up knowing. If a person is born, especially when you are a lady, like for us as Zimbabweans, from where we come from, when a girl child is born, she goes to school, maybe up to secondary level. Then the thing that we are now waiting is for her to be married. Once she is not yet married, maybe around 20 years, I'm telling you, from 20 years, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. From 20 to 25, already in the community, they will be asking her, so when are you going to be married? Where is your boyfriend? Especially when she is now 25. That's a very, very serious or a critical age where people begin to ask a lot of questions. Where is your boyfriend? Why are you not yet married? So how many children do you have? If you don't have a boyfriend at 25, if you are not married at 25, if you don't have kids at 25, you are on fire. You are on fire with questions. Everybody you meet, whether your schoolmates or whosoever, if you are going to meet, the first thing is, so are you married now? How many kids do you have? All these people will be saying all these things according to the pattern of the world they are living in. It's not written anywhere, but the society that you are in. says that if a person is at least 20 to 25, that's the age to be married. So plenty people are getting into marriages, plenty people are forcing themselves in unworking relationships so that they can get married. Not because they want to force themselves in dangerous things, but the community they will be living in will be forcing them to get into those things, because this is their pattern. This is how they live their life. But there is a problem with following the patterns of the world, the systems of the world, because most of the people that you are seeing being heartbroken, being disappointed, they were not disappointed by human beings only. They were disappointed by the systems they believed in. Because not every system which exists in our community is meant for us. The Bible here is saying, do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mindset. So you can be in a community which has stereotyped a certain system, a certain order, but you can still be another person who can live in that world, but not living according to their systems. Hence the Bible is saying, do not be conformed to their patterns, but be transformed. Transformation is not coming from wherever you may think of. It's coming from the mindset. Once the mind is set in a right order, a person is ready to pursue success. So I want you to think, as you are listening to me right now, Kote, how many patterns of the world have you applied to your life? And those patterns were not the right channels for you, because you have tried everything that they said you must do. At a certain age, you must do this. At a certain given time, you must do this. But how are things going on with your life right now? I need to teach people. This is a very wide teaching that I want to give people of all genders, people of all ages, people of different cultures, and so forth. So then, look at this. The verse goes on to say, then you will be able to test and approve what is the God's will, his good and pleasing and perfect will. So now, this man was trying to say, there is a pattern for the world that you are living in. There is a system for the world that you are living in. There is a time for marriage. There is an age for one to be married in the community that you live in. I'm telling you, the truth is, in our African society, there is a certain age where our parents, our relatives, our aunties, our grannies, everybody around us expect us to be married. This is the pattern of this world. But now the man is saying, what you need to do is you need to transform your mind. Once you transform your mind, you'll be able, then he's saying, then you will be able to test and approve what is the God's will. So what matters is not the system of the community, it's the will of God in your life. Because people can be married at different times. That is why you see we have some people who were married at 19 years and their marriages lasted forever till the day death separated them. Then there are some people who were married at 19 years old and the marriages failed. After the marriages failed, they lived their life trying to get into other relationships, and they failed to get into the relationships until 40 years, and at 40 they were happily married and lived a peaceful and a happy life. What was happening here? People were forcing themselves into the things because the community would say something, but you are grown up, you need to be married. But the time of God was not 19. The time of God was neither 20. The time of God was neither 25. It was 40. If a person could understand everything that happens under the sun, especially a believer, is ordered by God. Because the Bible says the steps of the righteous are ordered by who? By God. So once you reset your mindset and learn to wait for the proper time of God, you will be able to test and approve the right time and the right will of God. But provided that your mind is set in a good way. So we have some people, plenty of people who are experiencing disappointments, who are experiencing some failures, not because God is not in support of them, but the time they are not able to change their mindset so that they can wait for the will of God. So I want to talk about certain things in life. I'll give points and some examples that will help us to improve our lives. Because I've seen, like, I want you to look at this situation. You meet your friend, maybe by the streets, maybe you were classmates, you learned together, maybe at high school or whatsoever. When you meet by the road, the first thing that they ask you is, so, are you married now? How many kids do you have? Right? It's okay. And they'll be carrying their babies, maybe one by the back, then one walking. Right? It is okay. They are married. There is no problem with that. But the problem is, when you talk about whether you are married or not, people will never tell you their problems, the problems that they are going through in the marriages they are bragging about. They'll never tell you, hey, yeah, the struggle is real. We are married, but I think we rushed. Because, you know, those kind of marriages whereby you for them to exist, for them to be in a standing order, it's by forcing. You are being chased every day. Please go. Please go. Please go. Please go. They will never tell you all about that. They will just tell you, we are now married. I'm called Mama Ningi, Mama this, Mama that. So now, I'm not saying marriage is bad. Marriage is very good because it was created by God, but provided that you were married to the right person at the right time. So most of you are fighting as if God doesn't want you to be married. God wants you to be married, but at his own given time, to a specific person that he planned, or he planned for you. So on the renewal of the mindset, I want to talk about something that I saw in the Bible, in the book of Numbers, chapter 13, verse 1 to 33. Before a person do anything in life, you need to do what we call gathering of information, because plenty of people are getting into things misinformed. They don't know what they are doing. They will be doing things but without information, or they will be having biased information. There is what we call being informed and being misinformed. You need to know these things. They are the major keys for life when you want to approach anything that you want to do, whether you want to do a business, whether you want to travel, whether you want to approach a person, whether you want to do anything that you need to do in life. First thing, be informed and make sure that you are not misinformed. Let me tell you something about misinformation. When we were being told about South Africa, like when we were growing up, we were seeing and watching videos of people being bent. And they were telling us that it's xenophobia. So when I was in Zim, I used to see South Africa in a very wrong way. I thought the time you get into the street and they know that you are a Zimbabwean, they will definitely put tires on you and burn you. So when we were coming here, we came here just because of poverty, just because of the situation, just because of the push factors and the pull factors. But otherwise, we were not comfortable. We were fearing for our dear lives, saying, no, we are going to South Africa just because we don't have an option. Being in Zimbabwe, poverty will kill you. Being in South Africa, xenophobia will kill you. So when we were coming here, all that was in our eyes and in our ears and in our mindset was that once you get in there and they know that you are a Zimbabwean, you speak Shona, you are in trouble. So we came here all the way from Zimbabwe praying for protection. Until we came here. Then we saw everybody speaking freely. Oh, so all the fear that I had on my trip was because of the mindset and the misinformation. We were informed but given wrong information about South Africa. So we came here, imagine all the way, I don't know how many hours traveling by the bus, praying for protection, instead of you being just free, knowing that the country that you are going to is a free country, is a different from what you hear. So whatever that you do in life, you need to be informed and be careful to be misinformed, because most of you are getting into giant things, putting lesser efforts. So when we come here, we shocked, okay, but the people are just free. Even the South Africans, not everybody is xenophobic. Some they are willing to work with the foreigners. Some they are so welcoming. They have their tenants who are foreigners. They are willing to do anything for other people from other countries. And mind you, ever since I came here, I've never seen anybody being bent. But it's real, it happens, but not the way it's displayed. It's displayed when you are in Zimbabwe or when you are in another country. Because anybody who is bent, maybe it's a thief who was caught, a thief who was caught somewhere stealing from people, and the community judges the person and uses mob judgment, mob justice, and they ban the person. And that video will be abused by people in Zimbabwe saying South Africans are xenophobic. They were banning a person alive. But if you look at the root of the story, this person maybe probably he was a thief. And not only foreigners are bent by tires. This thing started with themselves. Plenty South Africans were bent by tires. If you steal and they catch you, they don't even ask where you come from. They will ban you for that. So most of the videos that circulate, they will be sending wrong information to people. Then, when you come here to South Africa, there are some other people who still has fear, like people who stays in Pretoria. Most of the people who stays in Pretoria, trust me, they are scared of going to Joburg because they assume that the moment you've put your foot in Joburg, authorities will come after you, the police will come after you, blah, blah, blah. But there are Zimbabweans, there are Namibians, there are Congolese, there are people who are staying in Joburg 24/7. And some, they've been there for years. If you tell them, please, may you move to another place, they don't want to leave Jozi. So the person who doesn't want to go there because of crime and so forth, it's your mindset. You were misinformed. You don't have enough information about the place that you are talking about. Some other things you need to go and see for yourself, because the people can exaggerate things. So in life also, you may make those kinds of similar mistakes, whereby you misjudge things or you understand things in a wrong way. Because you can be informed, but misinformed part will be there, but there is a missing in that information. So now, in the book of Numbers chapter 13 verse 1 to 33, in the book of Numbers chapter 13 verse 1 to 33, the children of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt. They were freed by Moses, and now they were going to the promised land, which was the land which was full of honey, milk, and everything there was just fertile. So now they spent their years in the wilderness, and it was now a time for them to go and spy the nation. But look at the book of Numbers chapter 13 verse 1 to 33. The Bible says, it is God, on verse 1. God is the one who told Moses to choose about 12 people to go into the land of Canaan and spy about the land. So the people were supposed to be 12, each person coming from one tribe. Then they would go into the land of Canaan to spy about how the people live, to spy about how the land is, to spy about the fruits of the land, to spy about how good the land is, and everything about the land. They were supposed to go and spy. And this information was not good for God. It was good for the people. Because mind you, God knows everything. So now God is knowing good. This land is very beautiful. This land is very nice. I know it is me who created it. But my people need to go and spy about the land so that they can have that ginger, that power, that energy, that inspiration. If they can go and see for themselves, they can have information about the land, information about how to attack the enemy, information about how they live, information about their culture, information about everything. So he didn't want to tell them or tell Moses, because if Moses says it, he might say it in a wrong way and the people have wrong information. So it's wise that their leaders go into the land and have a first-hand experience. So God was using wisdom, because the first-hand experience and proper information is very useful when you are doing things. Some of you have failed in business because you went into whatever that you went into with wrong information. Just like what they used to say like a long time ago. You know, when people would come to South Africa, it used to be like you just come here, you begin to sell those maponde. I don't know what you call them in English. But those mats are traditional mats. Then people would just come. That's what they were saying. South Africa is very easy. You just come and sell those traditional mats and those traditional brooms. Boom. You are a millionaire. And people now were coming, trying to do the same. And they were failing because they were misinformed. So when you do a business, when you do whatever that you do in life, if you are misinformed, you may fail not because the business that you are running or whatever that you want to do is not good. It may be good, but the information that you are having pertaining that area is not the right one. So whatever that you do, be properly informed. If God had to send the children of Israel into the land of Canaan for spying, why is it you when you do everything that you do? That is why you have been disappointed in plenty areas of your life, because you didn't have proper information. You must have proper information and make sure that the information you have received is not biased. Ask, inquire, make a research and a good research of it. And even when you are operating with people, don't judge them according to your mind. Research about them, talk to them, follow them, so that you can have a better understanding. That is why you see the Bible said, be slow to respond, right? But quick to think. Because what it was saying is like, when you respond to things, you must be sure about whatever that you are responding to. But our people have a problem of getting into things that they don't understand, things that they don't know, things that they just hear a piece of information. That is why you see we have some people who moved from country to another country. Okay, they tell you, oh, okay, Zambia is now doing well. When you go there, jobs or their job opportunities, the currency is now good. You leave South Africa, you rush to Zambia because you are misinformed. The country is trying to get on its feet. Of course, there are certain developments which are now being visible, but it doesn't mean it's a good place for you. You need to be properly informed and have a proper analysis and have a proper understanding before you choose to migrate from here to that place. So now, I want to talk to some girls here, because we are having plenty of people, like young ladies, who are growing with wrong mindsets. They are misinformed, like when they are growing up. The thing which is in their mind is like, when I grow up, I want to be married to a rich guy, so I can be just happily married, and I'll have my kid, and my kid will be a very beautiful girl, and I'll be buying some stuff, you know, so some roses for my little kid, and I'll be cooking for my husband. When my husband comes, he will come and say, "Mommy, how are you?" He kisses me by the forehead, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. This is not a Korean movie. Things are not easy that way. You may dream of that and never in your life enjoy that. So, problem comes when this is what is in your mind and you get in love. So everybody who is growing watching Korean movies, people being in love, families, you know what movies do. Movies can show you a person being in love with a blind person, and there will be a situation whereby there are other people who are not blind who are falling for this man, and this man will be refusing to get in touch with any other lady besides his blind lady. Then you'll be shocked that in reality there are people who are married to beautiful women who are not even blind but still cheating them. And in a Korean movie or a Nigerian movie, there is somebody who is married to a crippled lady, refusing to cheat on that crippled lady. That's in a movie, but in a reality, we are seeing people suffering from cheating and so forth. Somebody married to a very beautiful woman, somebody married to a very rich woman, somebody married to a very successful woman, but still cheating. This is what is on the ground. So when you are misinformed, you watch a movie, then it gets into your nerves. You think this is the reality about life. You get lost. And you know, these young ladies are not informed enough, because when they get into love, nobody told them could 90% of your life is at risk when you're in love. Because a man who will marry you is 1% out of million people that you may know in this world. Imagine how many people are in this world, and one man is the man who will marry you. That is why you see you have plenty exes in your life, and all of them you believed you can make up something for you to say, I love you too. You were hoping for a future marriage, but it never happened. This tells you how dangerous love is. This tells you how dangerous it is to get connected romantically with a person. But every girl who falls in love, you begin to think of, oh, I bang with you. Some of you even change your say names to your boyfriend's say names because you are misinformed. When you get in love, you must know the dangers. You must also know that men are cheaters. Men can also tell you that they love you when they don't even. They will be in love with you only for benefits. Maybe they want to sleep with you. Yeah, men do that. I'm a man, I know what I'm talking about. You must also know that men may sleep with you and do whatever they want with you, and everything can be okay until the day you get pregnant. So men can also impregnate you and you become a single mother. Those are the facts that you must also know about being in love. Men can also give you STIs, sexually transmitted disease, and so forth. You need to all these things. You must list them down when you get into love. Not everything shall go well. You need proper information about this thing that you are getting into. But some of you are not sleeping every day for people who are not even caring about you, who are after some things. Men can disappoint. We have plenty of women who have been disappointed for years and years by men. You need to get in. When he is saying I love you, you must also think about other women who are working with the children who don't have fathers. And you must also think, okay, so these other people who are single mothers, they used to be in love. And everything that happened to them, it happened because of love. So I'm also in love. I need to be very careful when operating with men. The I love you word is very dangerous. You need to be very careful. And some men, they are only there for sleeping with you, not what you are thinking. So when you are in love, you have a different mindset. Love your person, respect your person, but know the dangers of being in a relationship. Because if you ignore those things, this is where the disappointments are coming. So what causes plenty girls to be failures in life is that area. Because they get into love with the wrong mindsets. When they get in love, even reasoning capacity will stop. Reasoning will definitely stop the day they get into love. They will begin to focus on their relationships, seeing themselves married. But they will stop. Because your parents sent you to school. They sent you to primary school, secondary to school, and they sent you to tertiary school. They sent you to whatever universities and so forth for you to have a different life so that you can give back something to them when you grow up. But the moment you get into love, you forgot about this. You are also a human being. You need to improve yourselves. If I have a girl here, you are spending your day, you are spending your time playing on social media, praying for a man who is rich, who will marry you. You are getting it wrong. And the men who are rich, they are very few. And the men who are serious about you, they are very few. And it's not only few, it's one person. And if you want to be successful in life, if you want your life to change, don't say, I want to be married by a man who is rich, who is going to change my life. Life cannot be changed by a person. There are some people who stick to people, saying, this one will change my life. I will give him everything that I want. But the only thing they got from those people are kids. So your mindset can kill your future. Your mindset can kill your life. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, who told ladies that they can't work to change themselves? What is killing you is not that you don't have potential. I gave you that teaching. But what is killing you is the mindset that you have about yourself. It is very possible that a lady can grow up to think about how she can build a future and buy her own car, buy her own stand, improve her education, improve her, anything about herself without being married and get married later. It is very possible. But the mindset that we are growing with is very wrong. A girl who is 20 years old, who doesn't even have anything to her name, the community is already forcing her to be married. Where is your boyfriend? Even when you tell your mother that you don't have a boyfriend at 25, she will begin to be worried. But now she's not even worried about you building your life. She's not even worried about you having your own business. She's not being worried about you improving your education. She's not, it is the system, the pattern of the world that even mothers don't think when they look at their own kids. But I'm talking to somebody here. If you are listening to me, don't live according to the patterns of this world. You can be a champion on your own. You can change your own life. But plenty ladies, what they do, I've seen that plenty people who are hustlers in the streets are single mothers. It is because the single mothers used to have that kind of mindset whereby they think good life can change when God gives you a successful husband, a rich one. But when they clinged to that idea, they were impregnated and left like that. Then they realized there is nothing. Some of them, even after being impregnated once and left, they will try another one until they realize, no, man, we are going to the wrong side here. That's why you see a person with 3 kids and they'll be saying, Mujolo is not for me. No, Mujolo is for you, but you have speed too much. You think life is all about that. So you spend much of your energy trying to prove to men that you are a good lady. So when they realize, no, man, you can't be kicking stones every day. That's when they shift to looking for money. Then my wish if people can be informed about men so that they won't rush into selling their bodies. They won't rush into sacrificing their bodies for men so that they can work to improve themselves before they get pregnant, before they get used by these men. Mindset. Problem, you want to change mindset when you are already used up, when you are already damaged. Don't wait to be damaged for you to think. Just be informed according to the reality about men. Men are very dangerous. Once you are informed, then you begin to change your mindset. Oh, okay. Once I'm in a relationship, I have to be very careful. Because some men are there to sleep with you. Some men are there to make experiments. Some men are there to blah, 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 blah. Then you know how to operate in your life. When you know how to operate in your life, you will never get into dangers. You will live a proper life and you'll be successful before marriage. Problem is, when you get into love, you are overwhelmed. Your reasoning capacity will stop. Your reasoning will stop. Definitely stop. You will begin to do nothing for yourself, waiting for the man to change your life, which will never happen. That is why you see plenty of hustlers are single mothers. They've experienced it. They saw it. There is nothing there. If ladies would have a proper mindset before marriages, we would have been having plenty rich women. But problem, before marriage, before disappointment, ladies don't think. The only thing that comes to their mind is, I must be married. I must be married. I must be married. We are fasting and praying for you to be married here. But it will happen when the time of God comes. Be informed about everything and have proper information about what you are doing. Even men. in our society have that kind of mindset. I recall when I was growing up, you know, there was a lady who came from South Africa, and I was in Zim. So when this lady came to South Africa, we were friends. We were talking on WhatsApp and so forth, you know. So when she came to Zimbabwe, she was a pretty lady, you know. She visited me, and everybody was like, wow, 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 nice, nice, nice. Then we became lovers. So when we became lovers, I recall one day when we were walking in my street where I grew up in Glenora. So there is this brother, like an elderly brother in our area, who said to me, you know what you need to do? Don't let this girl go to South Africa. You'll miss a chance. And by that time I was around 22 years. Then he said to me, Fanam, these opportunities don't come plenty times. They come once. I said, okay. Well, so what must I do? He said, impregnate this girl. Don't miss this chance. This is your wife. Then I sat down and said, what is this elderly brother saying? So it's all about being married or what? Because I have some other plans for my life. I sat down and thought, but man, what is this man saying? Yeah, of course, I can see with this, I grabbed an opportunity, but I don't think marrying is all I'm looking for. What about if I can wait and see what future can bring for me? And mind you, by that time, my friends were already fathers. And I began to think, but what about if I can join the queue of my other brothers? Then I looked at my other friends, their fathers had houses, fathers had cars, their fathers had blah, 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 blah. And I had nothing. I looked at myself and I said, no, I can't follow the pattern. I have my own pattern. I have my own life to live. Then I said, no, I'm not going for this. And you know what? To make things worse, I canceled the relationship. I told the girl, no, I don't think this one is good for some reasons. I stopped it from there. Then years later, we are talking about now, this is 10 years later, my friends who were married by that time, all of them, they are no longer married. The relationships and marriages failed dismally. They failed. Why? Because number one, they married and they didn't have a foundation. They didn't have jobs. They didn't have anything. They were just suffering. And most ladies, when they get into, mind you, I told you that most ladies, when they get into marriages, when they think about marriages, they are thinking that men will change their lives, not knowing that men also suffer. Men also are poor. Men also can be broke. So now you get married thinking with men will change your life, and the man begins to suffer. That's when you see marriages breaking apart. So my friends, all of them, they are single now. 2 kids, 3 kids, and what happened? What happened is the ladies got into marriages with a mindset that these men would change their lives. And when they got into reality, they saw that we were misinformed. Men can also be broke, failing to have anything in their pockets. The only person who can change your life is you and God. The rest is rubbish. The rest is nonsense. And you get inspired by few people in your society who were married by rich people. And those people are few. And if people are few, it means the chances of you getting one are very rare. And you need a miracle for you to be one of those people. And then now, look at life. I'm still going, and I'm still going according to my dreams. I'm still going according to my plans. Why? Because I gathered enough information, and I'm still gathering information about everything. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Each and every day, I see things in a different perspectives. I gather information. I look at current situations, where we are going and where we are coming from. I study everything to make sure that I don't get misinformed. I make researches. Because the misinformation, it is a problem that people will get into things blindly and they will be disappointed by what they are going to see. I'm talking to boys out there. Of course, in your society, in your community, they can tell you, Baba, you are now grown up, you need to be married, you need to marry. You must tell them that you have other plans beside what they are thinking. Tell them that you grew up suffering and you don't want to marry suffering and you don't want your kids. And some of you, when you get pressured by the things, they will tell you that God is the one who keeps up people. So you don't have to plan because God is the one. But look at this. We have God here who knows about the land of Canaan. He is the one who promised the children of Israel. Even before they were born, during the time of Abraham. He knows about Canaan. He is the one who created Canaan. But after all, he is still sending people to go and spy about the country. It's not about the spirituality only. You need to have a physical understanding of everything. The proper map of how life must go. I've seen plenty of people attacking life blindly, thinking that life will provide a miracle. Don't be misinformed about anything, whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship, whether it's what. No, people. I've seen people like, there is somebody who is in love, you're in a relationship. The reality is that your boyfriend beats, your boyfriend cheats, your boyfriend doesn't want to give money, your boyfriend blah, 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 blah. You know all bad things about your boyfriend. So when you are in a relationship, you are not yet married. This is the time to start the good things and the bad things about your partner. Things that can be corrected and things that can't be corrected. But your problem is you are informed about the real things and you choose to ignore them. Then get blindly in a marriage with that person. That's when you get beaten every day. 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 And at the end of the day, you are going to come out of that marriage as a single mother. You having your own kid, and this man who married another man, who married another woman again. Because you were informed and ignored the information. If you are somebody here, you have your partner who is showing bad colors. You can really see with these colors, I can't handle them. Please move. Please move. When you are in a relationship, you are not yet married. You are given a choice to choose or to leave. You are told you must impregnate this girl because once you lose her, trust me, you won't find another lady like this. You look at how beautiful she is. Look at how blah 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 blah. I said no, but beauty won't pay my bills. That's not all I need in life. I grew up suffering. I need to change the narrative of my story. So I want to change the generation of people who are listening to me. As a girl, there are things that you can think about. You can think about how can I have a degree? How can I be educated? How can I acquire some stands? How can I acquire things to my name? Then marriage will find you on your way. There is nothing wrong about that, but your mindset, you grow. So everybody here who is being pressured by the community to do things according to their order, tell them that you have your own order. Do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mindset, that you be able to know and test and approve the rightful will of God. So what matters about your life is the will of God, not being rushed by people into getting into things that you are not ready for. If your things are not ready, your finances are not ready, your feelings are not ready, your time is not ready, everything about you is not ready, please stop. Please stop. Because I told people, I've been telling people, ladies and gentlemen, we were born on different days. There is somebody here who was born on his own different days. There is somebody who was born on her own different days. How come we can be married on the same time, same age? Why is it you're asking me about, so are you now married? Am I God who plans things? Those things called marriages, they are planned by God, nobody else. That is why the Bible says the good wife comes from God, because he knows good. A wife is an appointment. Eve was created by God at his own time. Adam never asked. The Bible says God saw good. Adam now is no longer happy. He needs it. When God sees good, you are in need of a husband, not because according to your heart, because according to the situation that he sees. around you to know there is an area that needs a wife there. This man now needs a wife. He will definitely provide a wife. Problem is the generation is getting pressured by the community. Even when they are not ready emotionally, when they are not ready physically, when they are not ready on everything, people are getting into marriages. But God is pushing you to preparation. He's pushing you to be old enough, to be mature enough, to be able to handle the marriage. That is why he's delaying to give you the marriage. When he sees that you are ready, you shall see the Mr. Man coming, the Mr. Woman coming. Because look at this. We have somebody who is at maybe who is too young. Number one, she doesn't even know how to bath. Number two, she doesn't even know how to submit. Number three, she doesn't know even how to be a hard worker. Like, you know, like African men, they need women who are hard working. You can be able to do house chores and so forth. There is a woman who doesn't have any quality of being a wife. But marriage is already in her mind. Of course, this person can be married. By chances, she can be married. But the problem comes when she gets into marriage, she doesn't know the principles because of her age, because of her immaturity and so forth. This marriage will break apart. So what God does, he prepares a person first. He prepares your maturity. He prepares your whatever. He prepares whatever that is needed for marriage. And when you are ready, you can see that now there is a need for him to bring you a woman or a man according to the time. According to how ready you are. Because Adam lived his life alone in the Garden of Eden. But there was a time when God saw that, no, it is not good for a man to be alone. But all along it was good. But there is a time that Eve is now needed. And at that time, even if Adam never made a prayer request to God, he would just find himself sleeping automatically. How come Adam is sleeping? It is God who made that deep sleep to fall on him. And at the same time, God removed a rib from Adam because it was time. Renew your mindset and begin to work towards changing your lives. African child, you are a champion on your own, provided that your mind is set on right things. Your goals are the right ones. You can change the generation narratives. You can change your family by the renewal of your mindset. The problem is when you attack silly and useless things, you get into poverty and you breed the generation of poverty. Your children will grow in poverty. Right now, there is somebody who was born poor, who is having 4 kids. And he is too poor. And he is going to transmit that poverty to his children. And the children are going to also grow poor if they don't change their mindset. I told people how poverty is transferred from generation to generation is this way. It's a very simple way that people think it is spiritual. It's not even spiritual. We have a father here. A father is poor, number one. He doesn't have anything. The only thing that he has is a wife. Okay. Father has a mindset of an African guy. More children. The father has 7 children. Boom. The moment the father is having 7 children, the only improvement he is making in his life is increasing children, not increasing the capacity to take care of the children. Because when children come to your life, they come with more responsibility, especially when they begin to grow up. If one child was demanding maybe 2,000 a month for upkeep, as he grows up, he begins to increase the demands. And you are not only the demands are not only increasing on one person, the children are increasing themselves. And the father is not doing anything for his capacity to be able to provide for these children. So this is where you see the situation whereby the father will grow old and the children still need him. And these children, they will begin to cater for each other on their own. The bigger brother catering for the younger brother catering for the other one, the other sister catering, you know. So instead of them improving their lives, they carried the power of poverty from their fathers. Instead of them improving, like what I even saw in my life. I respect my brother a lot because my brother, whom I came after, is the one who who made sure I go to high school, I go to A-level. There were some expensive books he bought for me and so forth. I appreciate this man. But all those efforts, he was supposed to have put them for his own life. But because there was a misplanning in the parenthood, in the family, he was the one who was playing the role of the parent. But he would have done something for himself. That's the order. How can a brother cater for another brother while the parents are available? But what can he do? The parents are old, and there was misplanning there. And most of the African families are like that. So this is what we call the transferring of poverty from generation to another generation. Or instead of children working on improving themselves, they are now working in or trying to help other younger ones who are still growing. So what is supposed to be done here? Father, you are poor. Geography, you may say it's bad. You may say whatever that you want to talk about it. But that subject is very important. It gives you information. It makes you not to be misinformed. Because it tells you about family planning. Family planning. Because family planning is a mindset. Because most of you are fighting against Genesis chapter 1, which said you must fill up the earth. This was God talking to Adam, who was with Eve only. And now, the earth is already full. We have some other countries which have overpopulation, and there is somebody who is still fighting with Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. Genesis chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. Where we see God telling people that you must fill up the earth. You must fill up the earth. That is, he was talking to people who were few on this earth. But now the earth is full. Who are you competing with? Transferring poverty to your children. There is nothing wrong with having kids, but you must have kids that you are able to take care of. Because you are the ones who are transferring the spirit of poverty into your children because of a wrong mindset. So you think you school was introduced for what? To change your mindset, the way you are thinking. There is a problem with African people. The only thing that they think about is having 20 kids. They are not the kids that they are not even taking care of. Then the father gives birth to 7 children. Then the father is old. When he is old, he is having other younger children who still needs him, but he already is old. So these children, number one, they will receive poor education. If they are going to succeed in life, it is because of God's grace. No planning was involved there. It's by chances. Number one, if you go to a poor school, it's quite different from people who went to better schools, because there is a better in education, better everything. Even when they are exposed to better, better mentorship. They are exposed to everything good when you are at better schools. Then white people, what they do? It's what they do. A father is poor. He makes sure that the children that he gives birth to can match his finances. And as they are growing, he is also improving his finances so that he can be able to cater for these children as they grow. So white people transfer wealthy to the generations of generations because of their mindset. And the black people transfer poverty from generations to generation. Because you have your children, you never empowered them. And what the black parents do, they give birth to 7 children and they will begin to blame those children with, I'm having plenty of children and they are not even taking care of me. How can they take care of you when they are already suffering with the poverty that you gave them? White people leave stuff for their children. Black people just leave nothing. Nothing at all. 7 children, oh, I have plenty of children, but they're not taking care of me. Some of them, they just go to grade 7 and they never went anywhere with the school. You never improved their lives, and you know that they are suffering. They are small families. Things are not even okay with them. They are failing to pay their own rentals because of the life that you gave them. Every parent who is listening to me here, the children that you are having, you must also work to improve their lives, so that they can give back to you. Why is it you're expecting too much from the children that you never gave anything? Mindset. Now I'm talking about Shinzo. Hey, Wanachipo Shinoba Gunamari, Wanachipo Shinoba Gunamari. I go down to Gumina Chipo Shinoba Gunamari. If children are the gift from God, but don't forget that if you don't sleep with your wife, there is no children there is no any child who is going to come there. So don't just tell us your mistakes are mistakes, don't justify them. It's like somebody who kills a person and begin to tell us that death comes from God. It is God who said we will die. That's rubbish. So the poverty that we are in right now, most of it we took it from our parents. So you as a person who is listening to this teaching, I don't want you to transfer this poverty to your generation. Begin to work to change your life right now, so that when the time you are going to have your own children, you can send them to better schools. So what's your duty? Everything about a black child, you look after yourself, you look for opportunities at your own, everything. Like imagine some of you here, some of the black, Africa, we need a lot of help. Look at South Africa. Why are people flocking to South Africa coming from their nations? It's mindset. Yes, it's mindset. Because there is nothing there. Nobody wants to leave his family. But you be with your father who doesn't have anything. He just gave birth to 7 of you. He just gave birth to 8 of you. And you are now looking at him and he's getting older every day. Your mother is getting older every day. She is now helpless and powerless. So you can't be just sitting looking at your parents. So you rather, yes, it's risky to go outside your country. But we don't have a choice, because if we stay with them, they will die because of hunger. And we will also die because of hunger. But all is starting from the mind. Africa, we need to change our mindset. You have a number of kids that you can be able to take care of. And this number of kids, as they are growing, also improve your finances, also improve your income. Because when you had the one child, you were receiving 5,000. Okay, it's okay. On one child, you can say it's okay. Then when the child is growing, the demands are increasing. What are you doing about it? That is why life ends up locking people, because they don't think about the future. When people are locked in poverty, it is because of these miscalculations, thinking good life will make a miracle. So long we have somebody here, we have children who are growing, you are not increasing your capacity when it comes to money. You are going somewhere dangerous. One day poverty will lock you up. You won't be able to even breathe. Black people, like when they are still freshly married, you get into their house, it's a very fresh family. The property is very nice. But as the children are increasing, everything is decreasing. The property, the what, they are not even improving on anything. Because why? The children will be demanding more than they can afford. They are not improving themselves on the areas of their finances. Their finances are very weak. They are getting weaker every day. And the children are growing in demands, and their finances are growing down. Hence, we are promoting poverty there. Then, when later we see people being a poor family, we begin to blame God. It's not God, this one. It's your mindset. It's your mindset, this one. It's your mindset. So I have spoken the word to you. If you're a person who learn, you have learned. You need to change your mindset. Whatever that you think is a goal, you need to change those goals and begin to pursue things which matters. There is more to life than what you are thinking. You are a champion on your own. You can work to change your life. You can work to improve your education. You can work to do anything that you want. May the Lord bless you. I'm hoping to see people having a different mindset. And whatever that you need to do, like when you are doing anything that you want to do in life, whether it's a business or what, don't forget to look for information. And when you look for information, please Don't be misinformed. Be sure about everything you hear. Be sure about everything you see. This is my message to you. My name is Apostle Sean from GM Ministry. So if you want to get a hold of me, you must follow me on my social media handles. On Facebook, my name is Apostle Sean, which is S-E-A-N, then G-M-A-J-I-A-M, Ministry, not ministries, ministry. Or you can take my number, you talk to me, 0626-797-461, 0626-797-461, 0626-797-461. This is a South African number. You must put a South African code there. May the Lord bless you. Thank you for listening. I hope you have learned. Thank you so much. I'm signing out.